Hey guys, it's Maymay, and today we are making a 5-ingredient recipe book. Now that doesn't mean the book is 5 ingredients. That means I want a place to put my 5-ingredient recipes because I've been in the kitchen a lot lately, which is not like me, and I don't do big recipes. So I thought this would be fun, and I'm totally inspired by our new Chef Vinny set. So I'm going to use that. I'm using this new black and white paper, which I'm in love with, by the way. It's absolutely perfect for your stash. And the winter, is it winter? Winter dots and stripes, because I want to use that pretty blue. So let's get started. I'm also using some chipboard. Let's start with the chipboard. You're going to need 2 pieces of chipboard. Now this is 12 by 12 that I cut down, and let me tell you the measurements. One moment, let me get my ruler. So this guy is 6 by 5.5, and I don't want this to be really big. I'm wanting something simple, quick, and to the point. So that's what this guy is. So there is my cover and back. Okay. You're also going to need a recipe card. Let me show you what I've done for you. I have made you a PDF. Okay. I'm going to be using this recipe card very specifically. So this is why the PDF looks like this and doesn't have anything at the top. Let me show you how to cut this guy down to start with. So you'll print out your PDF. You get 2 on a page. Ever how many pages you want in your little recipe book. I'm doing like 20 pages to start. And so you're going to cut on the line of the card here. You don't need that piece. You'll go to the middle and you're going to cut on that line again. My printer never prints perfectly straight, so sometimes I have to just kind of adjust, but it's no big deal to do that. So there's one, just like that. Then we're going to cut this little strip off, just the same, so right at the line, okay? Now what you're left with is this guy. Now I got a little fussy with this, and let me show you what I mean. I don't want this little piece down here where my recipe card ends, but I couldn't do away with that because if I did, your printer wouldn't print it correctly. So I'm going to cut that little strip away. You probably don't have to, but I don't want it, so I'm going to cut it away. And because of that, it's going to create another little piece I have to cut off, but it's not the end of the world. I just wanted these to be a certain size, and I wanted you to be able to print them on your printer. All right, now, the next step for your recipe card is this. Get your scoreboard. Okay, get your scoreboard and your bone folder, and what you want to do is you want to score this on the line of the recipe card. So it may not be perfect. Again, printers are not perfect. Don't worry if it's not, but give yourself a little line there. Flip this over and fold it. Now, why am I doing this? Okay, I want a little writing room in my recipe, okay? Notice how I've got this little flap down here? That's that other piece I don't want. I'm going to get rid of that in a second. But I want to be able to write my recipe title, my ingredients, my instructions, and if I want to add anything inside of here, notes or anything, I want a place to do it. So that's why I'm doing mine this way. Let's get this guy ready real quick. It seems like a lot of waste the way I'm doing it because you're having to do those little cuts, but honestly, it's only 1/2 inch of paper. It's not as much as you think, and so don't stress about that. It's little bitty strips, and to be honest, if you add it to your scrap pile, they make really cute embellishment for cards, little white strips of paper. You always need that kind of stuff. So go ahead and prep as many of these as you want for your book. Like I said, I'm starting with like 20 or 22. I can't remember. I printed them and then I already did the work getting them ready. I've already done this part on all my other cards. See that little strip? Keep it or don't. That's up to you. It's just a tiny strip. It makes really good confetti and stuff. Like if you want to curl it and put it in like Christmas ornaments and the little glass globe ornaments, save it for stuff like that. It's super cute. Okay, so I have a stack of these done. Let me show you my finished stack if I can find them. I've already hidden them on my desk. Here we go. This is my finished stack of recipe cards here. And each recipe will have the front page and then it opens to give me notes. If you don't need the notes, if you feel good about what you've got, just use this front piece, and then you don't have to have the whole thing. But I really like to have a place to make notes because I find sometimes I may get a recipe from like Pinterest or something, and then I realize, wait a minute, I need to do this or do that to make it like we like it. So I like to have a place for that. All right, the next thing I'm going to do is cut some red paper. Let me show you the size. I'm using red because the 3 colors I want to use are black, red, and white with a little bit of that aqua. So this piece is 5 3/4 by 5. Now I'm going to need 2 of the, no, I take that back. I'm going to need 1 of these for every 2 recipe cards because I'm going to put a recipe card on the front and on the back. Let me show you what I mean. 1 recipe card is going to live here. like so. And yes, you have a lot of space here for holes. We'll talk about that in a minute. So one recipe card will live here. You're going to flip it over, and your other recipe card is going to live down here. And this way, in my little book, I can flip through and get to my recipes front and back. It won't really have necessarily a front and back the way it will work. Okay, so this is all for holes at the top. So that's what we need to do. So go ahead and cut for yourself ever how many pieces that you need for ever how many recipe sheets you're making. 5 3/4 by 5. Now let's talk about the holes on this recipe album. Now, I was on Pinterest, as you do, and I saw a recipe book that someone had made, and I loved what she did. And it might seem overkill to you, and if it does, don't do it. You can do it the way you want to do it. But she did 5 rings, and I thought, I really like how sturdy that book's going to be, so I'm going to do 5 rings as well. So what I need to do, so this guy is, how tall did I say this was? No, I have not done any of this before I filmed this, by the way. We're doing this together. So this is 6 inches. So perfect. I want to put a ring every inch. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yay, that's easy. All right, so I want to put it every inch, and I want to put it a 1/2 inch in. So I'm going to use my cutting mat. I don't really need both of these right now. I'm going to use my cutting mat to help me do that. So I'm lining it up on one line of my cutting mat right there. Then I'm going to come into this 1/2 inch line right here, lay my ruler down, and I can match it at the bottom and the top to know I'm straight. Then I'm going to take a pencil, and I'm going to mark it every inch. So I guess I need to line this up correctly. Let's do it like that. So since I'm lining it this way, I'm going to mark 2, 3, 4, 5, whoops, and 6. I said whoops because I got a little crooked there, but that's all right. So that's where I want my holes to be. Again, if you don't want this many rings, you could do this with 2 rings. It would stay together. Maybe spread them out about like this. But I want to try this. And I have rings. I have book rings, so it's a thing for me. And I can use them up. Not use them up, but use them. Okay, I'm going to use this guy as well. I think I'm going to use my 3/16 for this. I think that will be big enough. The 1/4 inch is too big. The 1/8 is too small. You can use your crocodile. I just thought I would try this one today. All right, so I'm going to take my chipboard, slide it inside, and I'm looking for that hole, that pencil mark that I made. Ooh, there it is right there. So I'm going to punch. I'm going to put that pencil mark in the middle and punch. So there's one. Now for the next one, got to find the little mark. Let's see, right there, perfect. Now just keep doing all of them the same way. Now I'm going to take this guy and line it up with my other piece, and using my pencil, I'm going to go inside there, and I'm going to color a circle around the hole. That'll make it so much easier to line up on the other one. Then I know that these guys all line up. Now I'm going to have to come back and probably punch these again when I cover it in my cardstock and all that kind of stuff. But I always like to establish where the holes are, so I know whenever it's time to put my decorations on, I know exactly where I need to be mindful of where things are going to go. A tip for you is when you use this guy, point it away from your face when you punch, because this chipboard is a projectile at your face if you're not careful. There's that. Now I'm going to do my pages for the inside. Now I changed my paper color. I decided to go with a brighter red than the burgundy that I had, so these are a little bit different. Now here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to lay this down like this, and I'm going to place this guy flush at the end. Actually, let me do it this way. Here's this. I'm going to lay these flush at the end like so, and I'm going to eyeball center them in the middle of the chipboard. See how I've got a little bit on either side? I'm just eyeball centering those, and then I'm going to lay this on top. So this is my recipe book sandwich. Okay, so that's how it's going to lay out, and I'm going to just take my pencil again and making myself a mark. Go ahead and poke the holes in these guys. So I won't need these. I can just use this as my template and get the holes punched. This is why I wanted you to have that extra space at the top where the recipe card is. I wanted plenty of room for all the rings to live. Now I'm going to go through this paper pack, and I'm going to decide which pages I want to be my dividers for my recipes. I'm only going to put in 3 dividers. Well, maybe 4, because I might do dessert. So breakfast, lunch, dinner, dessert. That's the dividers. I'm looking for simple just to have in my kitchen. So I have other detailed recipe books. I want something that I can keep my favorites at hand. So, I have to have this one, right? Because it looks like a kitchen floor. I'll do the opposite polka dot as well. I love this paper. Oh my goodness. Okay. So these need to be cut down to the right size. Let me tell you that dimension. So I decided to cut my dividers the same size as my recipe pages. And the reason for that is I'm going to have tabs on these. So this will be a divider for one of the dishes, for like breakfast, and I'll have a tab here. So I'll end up with 4 tabs for my book. All right, so I'm going to poke the holes the same. So that makes life easy too. So let's make some tabs. These are so easy, okay? What I'm going to do is I'm going to cut an inch strip off of here, and let's do it in one big piece. We'll make a bunch on one strip, and I'll show you how it works. So that's a 1 inch by 6 inch strip. Now I'm going to go to my scoreboard, and I'm going to score this in half at 1/2 inch, which can be a little hard because holding it like this is a little difficult, but just take your time and you'll get it. All right, so now I have that scored in half. Now I'm going to slice this guy down. Now he's 6 inches, and I need 4 of these. All right, so I'm going to cut these at 1.5 inch lengths. So that's 1.5 inch, 1.5, and 1.5. So that gets me 4 equal sizes, and that's what I need for my book. So easy so far, right? Okay, you're going to need a corner rounder to make this next part work. And what I like to do is I fold these guys in half. You can go ahead and crease them down as well. And then to make them look like tabs, you could leave it like that. That's perfectly fine. I just like to take my corner rounder, and I'm just going to take the 1/4 inch rounder. I'm going to lay this guy down in here and just nick that little corner. And that to me makes it look more like a tab. How easy is it to make these, right? There's one. I'm going to do the rest. Now it is time to stamp the wording on these guys. And I'm going to use my little clickable letters. I'm going to open this up. So my first one is going to be breakfast. And since I don't have a lot of space and it's my own personal book, I think I'm going to do be fast because I know what it means. You do what you want to do. But then I can use less little letters and get this done even quicker. And you can put a dash in there. There's other clickables that have like little, commas and things like that. Punctuation, you could do that. But this should work just fine for me. I'm going to ink these little guys up. Look, cute, right? I'm going to do it on both sides. Cute. There's tab number 1. I'm going to keep going. Now, you can certainly do this any way you want to, but I have Be Fast, Lunch, Mains, and Sweet. Mains because most of my 5 ingredient recipes for dinner are really just main dishes. So that's why I did that, because it's not a whole dinner, right? And who knows? I may not have any 5 ingredient lunch, but like a wrap or a taco or something like that would be a whole meal. All right, so those are ready to go. I guess I could go ahead and glue them on. And now I do believe I'm going to be able to lay these out at all of the ends. This is not the right order. I'm just doing a test here. Pretty sure these will lay next to each other. Yep, look at that. Perfect. They might have to overlap the tiniest little bit. No big deal. Let's start with breakfast. So you pick the page you want to be the first one you see when you open the book. And I kind of like this one as the first one. I'm going to get my glue. And what I'll do is I'll put glue on both sides of this tab. So I'm going to glue it here and here. And then I'll just take my tab and place it where I want it. Now I have a little bit of room in my album that I made so that these can hang off a little bit. So I think I'm going to split it about half the way. So this is a 1/2 inch piece. So I'm just kind of lining it up halfway in there like that. And then I can just lay that. Looks like it says beast. These are beast meals. Those are good meals, right? Okay, so there's that one. And now I think what I'll do is choose my last page, which is going to be this one. And that way I can place the bottom one and then split the differences in the middle. So again, let's put our glue on. There we go. All right, my next two just have to kind of live between here. Since I've got to kind of place this one, I'm going to put glue on one side of it. I'm going to put this guy just like this. And with the glue just on one side, I'm just going to overlap this slightly. Like so. Then I'll put glue on the other side. Same kind of deal here. Glue on one side. Get this guy placed, and then I can wrap it around. Now, when you line them up like this, they kind of cover each other up, but that's because they're laying flush together. When you have things between them, you'll be able to see in there real easy to get to those. Isn't that cute? I love that blue color with this red and black. All right, let's start assembling. I've still got to put my recipe sheets on, so let me do that. So I'm going to take all of my sheets. We'll do one together, and then I'll do the rest off camera because this is going to be very monotonous, okay? So with my recipe booklet here, what I'm going to do is take my glue. I'm going to glue the back. just like so. I want to place this where it's about 1/4 of an inch from the bottom and the sides. So lining that up where I get about 1/4 of an inch all the way around. See, I've got that all the way around there. That's how that's going to look. So see how I have plenty of room for my holes at the top, so it'll be nice and sturdy. So there's one side. We'll flip it over and do the other. And I'm just going to kind of eyeball that to match the other side. They don't have to be perfect. And that is how one recipe sheet is going to be for me. So I have a recipe on both sides with note space. And you know what else I have? Even if it's not note space, let's say I just want to come back in later and add another recipe. I could write another one here, write another one here. So it gives me lots of room, right? Okay, that's one page. I'm going to go through and do all my pages. Okay, so I'm going to start assembling now. And what I'm going to do is start with sweets. I'm only going to put two pages, which is 4 recipes for sweets. I don't really have a lot of sweet recipes. We usually just, buy cookies or whatever, right? So that will be the back, and it'll go here. So I'm going to sit that like so. And then I'm going to do mains. And mains I'm going to give more because that's what I have more recipes of. So I'm going to give myself 4 pages for mains, and that'll go on top of there. Then a couple for, actually more for lunch. I'm going to do 4 for lunch as well. Again, I can make these up so easy, right? I can just make more of these anytime I need them. But lunch will go on top next, and then breakfast. So look, our little book has gotten pretty thick pretty quick, right? So there's that, and then of course our cover. So I'm going to go ahead and put the rings on so you can see what this will look like, and then that'll be part 1 of this video. Part 2 is me doing the decorating of the cover and the back. So let me go ahead and put all the rings in. So there you go. I really like it with the 5 rings. I think that's really cool. Now this may be as full as I can do this little album because it's pretty full, but it'll hold a lot of recipes. So that is the assembly. We still have to decorate. And I thought I would do the decorating in a different video because if you wanted to follow along, you could go ahead and get your little album put together. Isn't this cute? I really like this already, and I haven't even got it home yet. But isn't it a good size to keep in a drawer at the house? Keep it close to you. The only thing I think I might do when I start to decorate is I may round these corners all the way around, but I'm not sure. But that's the album assembly. That's how it looks when you open it up. And look, you can lay it pretty flat. You can, like if you wanted to make this recipe, you could flip it around. Isn't that awesome? I like this little guy a lot. This is perfect for what I'm looking for. Okay. So this is Saturday, so in Tuesday's video, we'll decorate the front, the inside, the back. I'll do the corner rounding. And then here's what I want you to do. In these 2 videos that we're talking, the recipe book, I want you to, in the comments below, put your favorite 5-ingredient recipe. Now, here's the rules, okay? No links, because I have it set where if you put a link in, your comment will go to spam. So there's no sense in putting a link. Just type out your favorite 5-ingredient recipe. And it does have to be 5 ingredients. That's the rule. So that'll be cool. We'll get a bunch of them. That way, if you guys are looking for 5-ingredient recipes, they'll be in the comments of this video and also the one on Tuesday. Hey, thanks so much for watching. I can't wait to get this guy decorated. I'm going to use the Vinny stamp set and all that and get it all done. But this way, you can get it finished up. I don't know that I mentioned, but there's a PDF in the description with the recipe card for you. I may have forgotten to say that. But check the description for the measurements, for what I used, and also for the PDF. It's free. You can print it and get your recipe cards that way. Thanks so much for watching, guys. Talk to you again next time. Bye-bye.